Hunter and Becky are stranded on a towering 2,000-foot structure in the middle of nowhere. They desperately try to call for help, but up here, phones are useless, no signal, no hope of reaching anyone. To make matters worse, vultures begin circling them, waiting for weakness. If either of them falls asleep, they risk plunging to certain death. The film then shifts into a flashback, revealing how it all began. Becky, her boyfriend Dan, and her best friend Hunter are out rock climbing. Laughter and smiles fill the air, until disaster strikes. Dan grips a small crevice in the rock face, but a bird bursts out, startling him. He slips, dangling from the rope, struggling to regain footing. Becky and Hunter scramble to help, but before they can save him, the rope snaps. Dan plummets to his death. Nearly a year passes. Becky is consumed by grief. She drinks heavily, isolates herself, and refuses to move forward. Her father, James, worries for her, begging her to leave the past behind. But Becky pushes him away, drowning in her sorrow. One night, she nearly swallows an overdose of pills. Just as she's about to do it, her phone rings. It's Hunter, calling after months of silence. The next day, Hunter shows up. She has a wild idea. Climb the massive B67 TV tower together. She believes this adventure will shake Becky out of her despair. At first, Becky refuses, but memories of Dan resurface, and by morning she changes her mind. She'll climb for him. The two set off. During the drive, Becky scrolls through old pictures of Hunter and notices a mysterious man's hand in one of them. When she asks, Hunter dodges the question. Just then, Becky's father calls, but she ignores it. After a long drive, they stop at a rundown motel for the night. Over dinner, Hunter explains she's now a travel vlogger, making enough money to fund her adventures. The next morning, the women continue their journey, and the massive tower soon looms before them, the fourth tallest structure in the US, stretching toward the sky like a steel monster. Hunter films for her vlog as she drives, almost crashing into a truck because of her distraction. Finally, they arrive at the base, only to find the gate locked and marked with danger warnings. Ignoring the signs, they leave the car behind and trek across the desert. Along the way, they pass vultures feasting on a carcass. Hunter films it, posting the shot online for her followers. At the foot of the tower, Becky freezes, the trauma of Dan's death rushing back. She wants to quit, but Hunter pushes her to face her fears. The climb begins inside the tower on rusted ladders, shaky bolts barely holding together. Midway up, a rung snaps beneath Becky's foot, almost sending her tumbling. Somehow, she steadies herself and pushes forward. From halfway up, the landscape below looks like a tiny model town. They pause to drink, then continue their ascent. After reaching 1,800 feet, only 200 remain, but this stretch is outside, fully exposed to the wind. Becky trembles as the structure groans, begging to turn back, but Hunter insists. They carefully edge around satellite dishes blocking the way. Hunter goes first, then coaxes Becky across. The wind howls stronger. Hunter even teases Becky by shaking the ladder, loosening bolts that clatter down. Against all odds, they reach the top. Elated, they snap photos, film the view, and for a moment, Becky feels free. Hunter, still chasing thrills, launches her drone and even dangles herself from the ledge for dramatic shots. She urges Becky to do the same. Terrified, Becky resists, but Hunter convinces her it's the only way to break her fear. Becky reluctantly hangs over the edge, clutching Hunter's hand. When she's pulled back up, she releases Dan's ashes into the wind, a tearful goodbye to the man she lost. Their joy is short-lived. As they begin the descent, part of the ladder gives way, sending Becky slipping. Hunter barely manages to catch her with the rope. They laugh nervously at their near-death scare, until they realize the ladder is completely gone. They are trapped. Worse, their backpack with food and water has fallen onto a satellite dish far below. Panic sets in. They search the platform, finding only old binoculars and a flare gun. No signal on their phones. Becky spirals, but Hunter tries to calm her. Maybe someone heard the crash of the ladder. For now, they must wait. Becky notices a deep cut on her leg, so Hunter tears fabric from her shirt to stop the bleeding. Later, Becky asks why Hunter started vlogging. Hunter admits it was because of Dan, planting seeds of doubt in Becky's mind. Soon, Hunter remembers posting the vulture photo earlier. Maybe a signal exists at a lower height. She types a help message, ties her phone to a rope, and lowers it, but the attempt fails. They try again by patting her phone inside a shoe stuffed with socks and a bra, dropping it toward the base. Hope flickers. While waiting, Becky notices a tattoo on Hunter's foot, 143. Dan's code for I love you. Suspicion deepens, but before she can press further, they spot a man with a dog below. They scream desperately, but he doesn't hear them. The phone shattered on impact. When two men later arrive, they fire the flare gun at night to grab attention. The men look up, see them, then head for Hunter's car. The women rejoice, until the men steal the car and drive away. Shattered, Becky finally confronts Hunter about the tattoo. Hunter confesses, she and Dan had a brief affair. Though she ended it, the betrayal cuts deep. Becky is crushed, realizing both her partner and her best friend had hurt her. The next day, thirst overwhelms them. Hunter decides to climb down for the fallen bag. She secures herself and lowers toward the dish. She nearly reaches it, but not quite. Taking a dangerous risk, she unclips her harness and swings, barely managing to grab the bag. She gulps water, then hooks it to the rope with her selfie stick. As Becky hauls it up, Hunter slips. Becky screams, then sees Hunter still clinging to the bag. She uses all her strength to pull her back. Later, Becky attaches a help note to their drone, sending it toward the motel. But the battery dies mid-flight, forcing them to recall it. Another attempt fails. That night, Becky dreams vultures are tearing Hunter apart. She jolts awake. It was just a nightmare. Morning comes. Becky realizes they can charge the drone using a blinking tower light. She climbs dangerously high, plugging in the charger, holding it steady under the burning sun as vultures circle. Exhausted and dehydrated, she finally gets enough charge. But in the process, their bag slips and crashes to the ground. With renewed hope, she sends the drone towards civilization. But just as it nears the motel, a truck smashes into it, destroying it completely. Their last lifeline, gone. Then a storm hits. Cold, rain, and fear surround them. Becky is weak, close to passing out. Hunter urges her to stay awake, warning the vultures will attack. Becky asks for Hunter's shoe to drop her phone again. Hunter hesitates, saying she can't, it's already on her foot. It's here the truth finally sinks in. Becky looks down at the satellite dish. Hunter never made it back after the bag retrieval. She died in the fall. Becky has been hallucinating her presence the entire time. Now utterly alone, Becky must fight for her life. A vulture lands, pecking at her wounds. She seizes it, slamming it against the steel until it dies, then eats the raw meat for strength. With grim determination, she straps herself with rope and lowers onto the dish. There lies Hunter's lifeless body. Becky writes one last desperate message to her father, hides the phone inside Hunter's remains for protection, and throws the body down, hoping the phone survives the fall. Night falls. James receives the message, calls emergency services, and races to the tower. At the scene, he sees rescuers carrying a body bag. Grief overwhelms him, until Becky appears, alive. Father and daughter embrace in tears, finally reunited. That's a wrap. If you enjoyed this recap, hit like, subscribe for more thrilling stories, and drop a comment on which movie you want next. See you in the next one.